If you're thinking about fixing your run form, you do definitely need to watch this video. Hey everyone, Steve Gonzer, physical therapist with RunSmart Online. Was treating patients today like I do every Monday, and I got some questions on like, are you gonna watch me run? Are you going to, what can I do to fix my run form? So I figured I'd go live right now and just talk about fixing your run form. Now real quick, before I forget, there is a link in this post that links to the RunSmart app where RunSmart Mechanix is found. So if you're someone who wants to start working on your run form, definitely check out the link in this post. But when it comes to run form, there is a really good time to do this. There's going to be things I'm going to talk about for the remainder of the year. We're going to be finishing out the awful 2020, and through the rest of the year, what I really encourage a lot of runners to do is to fix some deficiencies. Run form is a good place to go, but also strength, building up your strength reserves. I'll talk about that probably tomorrow. But particularly the runner today, I'm going to fix something here that I'm going to show you in a second. Knee drive. I'm really prepared today. This runner comes in and they're banged up and they're like, well, watch me run. And well, first of all, I told them like, I don't want to watch you run. You're injured to start. So like, it doesn't really tell me much about your running if you're running and you're limping. So we got in this conversation of like, I want to change my run form to decrease my risk for injuries. And I said, okay, well, this is great, but here's what you need to know is that when you change your run form, one thing we know for sure is that when you run, the force is always going to be the same, but it's how you distribute that force across your running. So like if you are a heel striker with a straight knee, that's going to do something to you. If you land with a nice bent knee, that's going to do something different. The force coming into your body is still the same, but how you distribute it's going to be different. So what I wanted to do is show you this really quick, very technical Word doc that I put together to talk about what I want you guys to know about it. And again, if you want help with this, check out the RunSmart app. I put a link in this post and you can actually start working on your run form with what I tell people to do all the time. So first thing is foot strike. So a lot of people who are coming and they run with a straight knee, heel first. This runner had an Achilles issue and he was a heel striker and he's like, well, I want to learn midfoot. Well, I'm like, just so you know, if you run midfoot, it's actually going to increase the risk or it's going to increase the load to your Achilles and your calf, and you're probably just going to be, you're not going to tolerate it well. So in this instance, believe it or not, I told him, you're better off heel striking until we get you healed up, because if you change your run form, even if it's better and you're dealing with an injury, if that area gets more load, gets more force when running, you're not going to heal. You're going to feel like crap. So let me show you real quick. If you want to change your run form, this is what I think you need to know. Look at this awesome document I put together for you all. That's what I just had to change because I forgot to change it and a copy paste. But foot strike. So if you want to change your foot strike, and I'm talking about when you run, when I say foot strike, I really think about his knee position. You want to learn how to land on a bent knee. I don't care if you heel strike a little bit if you're on the bent knee. But here we go. This is great for anyone with sore, stiff and sore knees, ankles, hips, and low back. And when I say ankles and hips and low back and knees, what I'm really talking about there is the joints of the body. So if your knees are tender, they feel stiff, they creak and crack, your ankles, your hips, and your low back do. Learning to get away from a really big heel strike with a straight knee is super important, because here's what you need to know is that when you transition away from a straight knee running to more of a soft knee, bent knee landing, we call it midfoot strike, you actually decrease the load to your joints and you increase the load to other tissues. Remember, the force for running has to go somewhere. All we're doing is we're grabbing it from the joints and we're giving it to the more responsible and tolerant muscles and tendons of your body. So what does that mean? That while your joints might thank you for running with a midfoot strike, if you're dealing with calf issues or Achilles or plantar fascia issues, there's a good chance you're going to be in trouble. So I wrote this here for you. So foot strike is great if you're dealing with really sore and stiff joints. It's not great if you're going to change your foot strike to a midfoot strike. If you have chronic Achilles, calf, plantar fascia issues, if you're consistently pulling your calf and running with these issues, you do not want to change. Like, I prefer my runners to heel strike until we get that cleaned up, because you're asking to flare it up, truthfully. And that's what I told them today. The other thing we look at, there's a lot, in RunSmart Mechanix, which is a 4-phase run form program, I look at kind of channeling different parts of run form. One is foot strike, which is really kind of evolved into landing on a bent knee. The other is knee drive, and then we look at lean and running from the whole body or your trunk. The other thing I want to talk to you about now is knee drive. That's 2 of 4. So if I go over here, If you're a runner who is a shuffler, scuffer, or you fade really hard when you're tired, learning how to drive your knee is a phenomenal thing that you can be working on to improve your running. When you drive from the knee and you learn how to do this properly, you actually start engaging bigger muscle groups, your core, your glutes, and it opens your stride up so that you can travel a little bit further. Now I said here, it's great if you fade hard when you're tired, like late in the race, if you have trouble holding your pace. This doesn't mean you run like an ass out of the gate, and that's why you fade. But if you're someone who struggles, and you're like, I ran a really good race, I just can't hang on at the end, learning a knee drive is a game changer. People who've done our Need for Speed program will tell you, like, knee drive is like a flipping the switch for speed. So we really encourage you to do that, but there's a downside to that. Like, if you're going to learn a new run form, you're going to be asking areas of your body to do different things. So if we're looking at knee drive, real quick, we're talking about foot strike and then knee drive. If you want to learn about that one, go back to the start of the video because I'm going to be finishing up here soon. When you knee drive, it's not great if you have a weak core and glutes. So if you're going to make that transition, you really should be building your strength up because it's not sustainable. It's really poor. In fact, when we teach Need for Speed, we do a lot of strengthening in the program because we're assuming, like most runners, they don't strength train, they'd rather be running, and they come to the table with a lot of poor strength. So we always work on that pretty quick in the program. But two things you can do right now because COVID's going COVID, and you can work on your run form. It's a huge thing right now. If you want help with it, go to the link in this post. You're looking for RunSmart Mechanix inside the RunSmart app. We have a couple phases in there you can start working through and start working on your next run, even tomorrow. So I hope this helps you, and be sure that you know why you're changing, and be careful that you don't make the mistakes I outlined in this video. All right, everyone, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, and thank you all for the love for my Bailey. We miss him, and thank you. Bye.